Welcome back to my virtual campfire, where it's not always aliens, but most of the time we talk about aliens. So if you're up for talking about an extraterrestrial embassy today, if you're interested in extraterrestrials, you will really enjoy this conversation that I had with Rabbi Leon Mellul. He is building the project of the millennia, and he is trying to embark on building an embassy for extraterrestrials on Earth. Now, I spoke with Leon just a few weeks ago, and here's my conversation I had with him. I hope you enjoy it. And also, since I talked to him, I found out that there is a filmmaker. He is the same filmmaker that did the UFO movie Unacknowledged and Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And he is creating a documentary that is about Rabbi Leon Mellul's project. So I put the link below so that if you want to check out the documentary, you can do that as well. And I believe there's an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter on there if you want to support that. I'm sure everybody would be thrilled. I really hope you enjoy this conversation. And at the very end, we will have a 1-minute meditation for peace. Rabbi Leon, do you want to start with how this has evolved for you and kind of where you stand on extraterrestrials interacting with humans on Earth?
Hello, Krystal. Happy to meet you. A pleasure. Well, all this started 50 years ago, December 13, 1973. There is a man in the center of France that was driving to his work, to his office, and all of a sudden he felt the urge to go to a certain place called the old volcano called the Puy de la Sola in Clermont-Ferrand in the center of France. When he got there up there, because it's an old volcano, he used to go there with his family during summertime for picnic. But that day, well, December 13, he went there. When he arrived, he said, "What I'm doing here? I have work to do. I need to go to my office, and I'm here. Why?" And all of a sudden, he saw something shining in the sky. He thought it was an helicopter, one beam above, one below. And then he realized it was a UFO. As he was a journalist on Sport Cut magazine, he said, "Too bad I don't have a camera, because this could have been a proof that, they're a good encounter with a UFO or someone." Then this UFO come close to him. Then a ladder opened, and he saw 2 feet coming down. Then he freaked out. He thought, he told to himself, "I'm not going to move. Maybe they think I am a tree or something, and they will leave." Because, with appearance like that, we can be afraid of what these people can be, on how they look like. Then he saw 2 legs coming down, as I mentioned. Then a small body. At the beginning, he thought it was a child, about 1.30 meters, between 1.30 meters, 1.40 meters. And he approached to him with no weapons at all. He smiled at him. And this Frenchman asked him a question. "Do you speak French?" He replied to him, "We speak all languages in the world." Then he was surprised. He replied to him in French. Then he asked him, "Do you come here often?" He said, "Oh, yeah, we came here many times. And today I come to meet with you, because we telepathically induce you to come here today, as we telepathically induce you to buy a Bible from La Pléiade, where the name Elohim was not translated as God. It's the only Bible translated that the name Elohim was not mistranslated by God." And he said, "Why me?" "Because, we have a message for you, and you have been chosen for this mission. You are married, you have 2 children, and we ask you to come here today because we need to talk to you." We have been following you since a long time and even before you were born. Wow, he was so surprised. Then the extraterrestrial invite him to his craft and give him the following message. We are the Elohim mentioned in the original Hebrew Bible. We came to planet Earth more than 25,000 years ago and created all life on Earth, starting by planktons, animals, plants, etc., 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 to finally, after 13,000 years, we started creating man to our image, after our likeness, like it's explained in Genesis 1:26. He sit with him and he told him, listen, we're going to meet with you and we're going to give you this message. We're going to meet during 6 days. But you shouldn't mention this to nobody because we don't want nobody to come here. Not even to your wife. Because if
Can I ask a question really quick? What did the beings look like that he was speaking to?
This being, it's a human being looking exactly like us because they have created us to their image and likeness, as mentioned in the original Hebrew Bible. In Genesis, you have the description of that. Mm-hmm. Now, he invited him to his craft and then start talking. And he told him, we're going to meet for 6 days. And if you talk to someone, we will not meet again because we know everything about you. So they met for 6 days and they gave him the following message. As they started, we are the Elohim mentioned in the original Hebrew Bible. We came to Earth over 25,000 years ago and created all kinds of lives, starting by animals, planktons, etc. Then we created man to our image after our likeness. We are the ones that send all prophets from all religions. Among the most important ones, Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and many others, as they have sent 40 prophets in Israel. Now, since the atomic bomb of Hiroshima, they realize that their creations are our people, our humanity, who are their creations, can auto-destroy themselves or progress with nuclear power. So they decide to conceive the last messenger, and this is the man they met with him, to whom they give the name of Rael, because they don't want us to auto-destroy ourselves. And we are very, very close to auto-destroy ourselves with all the bombs, all the wars, and all these people around that are leading us with no conscience at all, just for the sake of money, creating wars to sell weapons and kill each other without knowing. They're sending their soldiers that are killing other soldiers, and they don't, for no reason.
No one wants to die.
Because their leaders ask them to defend their country, defend their flag, defend what? Mm-hmm. We have one planet, and we're auto-destroying it. We are destroying this planet. And
that's true.
This is what they don't want. Now, they have asked, now that we have reached the time, what we call apocalypse, which doesn't mean destruction. What apocalypse means is revelation. If you take a dictionary, apocalypse means revelation, not destruction. Now, it's time that we understand that we have all been created equal to their image and likeness, and we have been created not by a single God, but by an extraterrestrial civilization with over 25,000 years more than us. And they give this man, that they give the name of Rael, two aims. The first one is to spread this message worldwide. The second one is to build them an embassy, which the Jewish people call the third temple, that must be built close to Jerusalem to welcome them. But it's not what governments want.
No.
Because if they reveal or they accept and they reveal there is no God, imagine what's going to happen here with all these fanatic religious people that for them, God, you cannot, especially not in Arab countries or in Muslim countries, especially not. In Jewish people, absolutely not. In Christians, absolutely not. Because if Jesus was today coming to the Vatican, they will call an ambulance and put him in a psychiatric hospital, saying, this guy believes it's Jesus. But I mean, they don't want us to prove ourselves with miracles. I mean, it's time that we will understand because we have the technology, we have the science, we have the knowledge, and we are equal to the Elohim. And today, through cloning, through genetic manipulations of DNA, we will create one man one of these days. And if a human being create another human being, and this is why they don't allow any cloning in any country, it's like a crime to kill thousands and millions of people during wars, that's fine. But to create a child, it's a big problem, big issue. And why? Because the day a man is going to create a human being, there is no more place for God. The mystery of God will be over. And I am coming from a religious, traditional Jewish family from Morocco, Sephardic Jew, and I have been studying religion. I have been asking questions since I was a child about some sentence that doesn't look very accurate to me, and never got the right question until one day I read this book, which is behind me, that is called Intelligent Design, and that you can download for free in the language of your choice on our website, rael.org.
I'll share the link for everybody so that everyone can have it.
The Elohim have created 7 races in different laboratories, and then they made contests and all that, and then they came to Earth, and they had even intercourse with women of the earth, and then we are the children of this Elohim and woman of the earth. It's as simple as that. Now, that's the main message. And since the last 50 years, we just celebrated the 50th anniversary of this first encounter that Rael had with this Eloha, which is the most important of all the Elohim, because there are a civilization, and they have their system, they have their way, they have been through all we're going through right now. And then they are pacifist people. And we will be able only to connect with them unless we accept them and we welcome them in an embassy that they're looking for, that they're asking for. We will auto-destroy ourselves if we are not able to understand. Because to reach a level to communicate with other extraterrestrial civilizations, we need to be pacifists. No more weapons, one planet for all. No violence, just love between us. And this is all we need. Peace.
Yeah, I always say you need a heart and mind coherence to make the connection, because our brains are supercomputers, electromagnetic, things going on, but it's really nothing until it connects to your heart. And then once you have that coherence and that connection, it opens up the universe to be able to connect with you. And then you can have an experience that is much different than what I would say most people on Earth are living. But I do feel a shift happening. I do feel like I think people are more and more open to talking about these things. I think that just sharing stories like what you're sharing and then what Universe on Earth will project out and really amplify the message that you're talking about. Each time we do that, we're amplifying more and more voices to have this frequency that will, I think, eventually hit a tipping point, and then it can't be stopped. but it's up to doing a lot of work right now and a lot of sharing, and then a lot of looking in and learning about who somebody is on their own inside. And then once you can connect with your inner self, you can connect with your higher self, and then your higher self can obviously connect with extraterrestrials, because we've been connected for eons, is how, I don't know time. Time doesn't really exist.
What's most important, Krystal, is that we need to be open-minded. And if you are open-minded, you can read the book behind me, which is called Intelligent Design. And as I mentioned, you can download it for free on our website, rael.org. And that will give you an idea. I mean, if it's for you, fine. If it's not for you, it didn't cost you anything. You just download it for free. So I recommend people to read it, because this message have changed my life. I am coming from, as I mentioned, from a religious, traditional Jewish family. Very religious on both sides, mother side, father side. And as I mentioned, I never had answers to my question, not to rabbis, not to teachers, not to parents, nothing. This is the way it is. This is the way we have been taught. This is the way we follow religion. That's it. No questions asked here. And, I always was curious. And when I got this message, when I read this book, it answered all the questions I had since my childhood. Besides that, I took the book of the Tanakh, which is the Hebrew Bible, the original Hebrew Bible, which contained the 5 books of the Torah. I translate word by word in some sentences that are mentioned in the message Intelligent Design. And I came to the conclusion that the Elohim mentioned in the Bible are an extraterrestrial civilization. And I'm talking about the original Hebrew Bible. I'm not talking. And since then, I have been giving lectures for over 37 or almost 40 years now. And I went to Israel. I lived there for 18 years. And I gave, I don't know, maybe hundreds of lectures all over. We have a lot of opposition, of course, from religious people that are not brainwashed, but are narrow-minded, that are completely in a box, and some Christian that come with a cross. No, this is Jesus. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can believe whatever you want, but the truth will be finally revealed, because we're approaching a time that this revelation is going to come up no matter what. Either we like it or we don't like it. Either you like it or you don't like it. So it's better to understand today, stop praying and start understanding, and start not believing, understanding. Because this is the main thing, is that to open our mind, to open our brain, to be in love with the nature, because the nature was there before us, and we are part of a whole. All the animals, all the trees, everything surrounding us is part of ourselves. Every human being, we are one. We are one with everything surrounding us and everything inside ourselves. Let me explain that. As you know, we are living on planet Earth. This planet is on a solar system. This solar system is on a galaxy. This galaxy is in an infinite universe. And this infinite universe is an atom of a cell of something or someone that is alive, which is not a god. It could be a worm, could be a cat, could be a panther. I don't know what it is. Or maybe another human being that he is looking at the skies, etc., etc., etc. Now, inside ourselves, one atom of one of ourselves, it's an infinite universe, which have billions of galaxies of solar systems, of planets where there is life. And maybe for them, 100 years of their life, it's like the time that we breathe. It's like the same for us. We are inside that someone that is much bigger than us in one cell. It's our entire universe, in one of his cells, which means he is inside someone else, and someone else is inside someone else. It's like Russian dolls, one inside the other, and so and so and so and so, but to the infinite. And we are an infinity of these planets and galaxies all over the world, which means there, with the billions of galaxies out there, billions of planets, of solar systems, we have connection with these extraterrestrial beings. We are one with them as well. No matter what dimension they are, we are one with them, and we are one with the entire humanity. This is why we shouldn't kill each other. Why killing each other? We are one. It's like, the cell of my eyes is shooting at the cell of my finger. Why? Why? If we are one, the entire humanity is composed by one body. That's all. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. If we love the trees, we love the birds. This is all the creation of this Elohim. Mm-hmm. And now it's time to understand. It's time to wake up.
I feel like the mainstream programming is everything to separate ourselves from ourselves, from nature, from the natural world, from the natural order, the universal order. So, reconnecting, I don't actually think you have to learn anything. I think it's just a remembering and a reconnection. And once you make that connection, you can't unsee that. You can't be unconnected once you're connected, I believe. I know that when I realized how expansive and multidimensional and how infinite our universe was, I don't think I've ever changed back to my old perspective.
You can't. Because impossible. Our brain is like an elastic. If you pull it, it will never go back to where it was. It's always a little bit more. You know, and this is our symbol, which is a symbol of infinity. Mm-hmm. The two triangles representing the Star of David, it's representing the two triangles represent the infinity large and the infinity small, and the swastika in the middle represent infinity in time. Mm-hmm. So it's infinity in space and infinity in time.
There's really not much more to talk about after that. Can you tell me a little bit about the struggles of, a lot, at least where I'm from in America, talking about these things historically has been very shunned and kind of not a topic that you just start talking about extraterrestrials. People don't respond very well. Like I mentioned, I believe there's been a shift and things are becoming more open. But can you tell me about how in the last 35 years this has shaped who you are by going kind of against the grain?
I understand. Most of the lectures I have been given, it was addressed to Jewish communities, because in the original Hebrew Bible, which is the Tanakh, that we call the Tanakh, which is the 5 books of the Tanakh, of all the laws, which is Genesis, etc., etc., etc. In these books, I have, when I give lectures, I bring all the citations confirming without any doubt that these Elohim are an extraterrestrial civilization. Now, I had a lot of opposition. I had insults, I had death threats, all of it. And I was living in Israel for 18 years. So when you give a lecture in Tel Aviv, which are people with more open-minded, it's not the same thing like giving lecture in Jerusalem with some people that, wow, you're talking about God, they can kill you for that. There is no difference between a Muslim country where you mention there is no God and they can kill you for it, the same these fanatic religious people, or even in United States. You have some fanatic people, you told them there is no God, and Jesus was the son of an extraterrestrial and a woman of the earth. This is why his mother was a virgin, because most probably she was inseminated artificially. Now, you can understand or not, but I mean, I was talking to priests and told him, listen, why Mary was a virgin? Told me, wow, that's the Holy Spirit. And listen, today we can do insemination and a woman can get pregnant. What if an extraterrestrial came here to Earth and inseminate Mary with his own spermatozoid, and Jesus was born? Because Jesus is the son of one of these extraterrestrial and the woman of the earth. This is why he was saying, my Father who is in the sky. What that means, ignorance they cannot understand.
Yeah.
The Sumerian people with the Anunnaki, who were these Anunnaki? They were extraterrestrial civilization. They had the cartography of all planets and all the solar system at that age. I mean,
like, how did they know that if they hadn't traveled it, you know?
They certainly had connection with these extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Certainly. How can they know?
Yeah.
When they take the Ark of Alliance, which is, it was a radio to communicate with this Elohim once a year in the first temple and the second temple. And all of a sudden it disappeared. Why? I think with the secret services today, worldwide, if they want to find it, they will find it. But they're not interested to find it. Unless it's hiding somewhere that it will come up one day and it will be a revelation, because they're going to find out that there is no tables of the law that were given to Moses. This was a radio to communicate with them once a year.
Do you have any theories as to why humans have been so shrouded, so veiled? Like,
what do you mean by so veiled, by so?
How come we don't know our true origin?
Well, because the religions, they sent prophets during many years, many centuries, and people have what these prophets have revealed was written by others who had their own ideas about it, and they create religions. Because when Jesus came, Jesus didn't come to make a new religion, to build Christians, or to have a new religion like Christians or whatever. He didn't come here to change even one iota as it's written. But people did not understand. And this is why they created all these problems, because the problems of all wars, all racism, all beliefs are the religions.
So do you think this is human corruption, or do you think this is other extraterrestrial corruption?
No.
You think it's human?
Humans are very aggressive. Humans are people that want to fight. And since Cain and Abel, one killed the other one for greed, for money, all for power, to invade countries, because they didn't understood, or they don't want to understand. And religions have made it worse. Like at the time of the Crusades and at the time of the Ottoman Empire, there were people that going into another country to invade, to kill all the were there, to convert people to another religion, like it happened at the time that they kill all the what we call Indians, the American Indians and the Mayans and all that. They were there, and they killed them because they want to convert them to Christianity, and like the Ottoman Empire was converting people to Islam. You should believe by force, as simple as that.
Yeah.
If not, we kill you. What happened during the time of the Inquisition in Spain, at the time of Isabel the Catholic? The church was running the show. The church was leading the countries, was leading even the kings at that time. So they imposed that, and all Jews has to run, either to convert or to run away from Spain and to leave their belongings there. You know, and at the time, the same thing happened at the time of Hitler. They were killing the people because of their religion. I mean, but it was a matter also of power, of force, or whatever you want. But I mean, these people, for them, killing was a sport to prove I am stronger than yourself. That's all. What Israel is doing today with the Palestinian people, it's a crime, it's a genocide. What's happening there is that, you know, these Palestinian people, they want to have their land back because they are Jews that have converted to Islam because they had no choice. At the time of the diaspora, the first diaspora and the second one, those who could run away, they ran away. But those who had maybe their parents or relative who were sick, they could not take them back. Those who had businesses there, they don't want to give it away. Those who had their children, they, you know, they convert. So in Spain, it happened. You see, most of the names in Spain are from Jewish origin. Most of them. Toledano, Laredo, and so, and so, and so, and so. Pinto, all those names are from Jewish origin. But they had to change their names. They had to go with a cross on them, not, you know. But that was all a show to save their lives, that's all.
So I feel as if the indigenous people of the planet they had more harmony in how they lived with the land. And so to me, I feel like it's possible for that to happen again, because I do believe that there is a harmony. And I don't really even believe about overpopulation. I believe that if we lived in harmony with the universal order, that we would have everything we need on this planet to sustain a very, very large population. So, you know, I think the idea of needing to depopulate is kind of a really like sick and twisted idea. I think that the universe is a vast open space, and there's plenty of space for all the incarnated souls, you know, including animals and plants and all of that. So I think that true nature is abundant and harmonious. So I feel like if we can overcome this thousands and thousands of years of religious oppression, I don't know if that's exactly what.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
I mean, I know it's a big blanket statement, and it seems kind of naive that we could not have war, but I still believe in what each of us the world we can create within our own self and around us, and then that can ripple out. I don't know. I feel like it's possible.
All depends on us. And this is recommended by the Elohim. To have peace, you must have love. That's all. And we are lacking of love toward other people, our neighbors, our people from other countries. This one is like that. This one is attacking the other one. Oh, we should defend this one. No, people need to understand that we are all being equal, created equal. And what's going on here is that our aggressivity needs to be controlled by ourselves. And if we solve this problem of aggressivity and we are more peaceful, then we can reach a level to connect with people from other planets, from other civilizations. Because if we reach a level that we are not pacifist people, we don't control our aggressivity, we don't destroy our bombs and our weapons, we will auto-destroy ourselves. So we will never, it's a law of the universe that you cannot reach that level if we don't lower it. If we
It
don't
has to be
lower
about balance.
our aggressivity, if we don't lower, we will auto-destroy ourselves. We will never reach this golden age. And this is what the Elohim want to avoid. And this is why they have sent prophets, and this is why they have sent the last messenger, who is Rael, who is the long-awaited Messiah, according to the Jewish people, and according to myself, because I have been studying that. And I mean, he needs to be recognized, because he's not here just to save the Jewish people and be the Messiah for the Jewish people. He is here to save humanity, and his message is to save humanity.
I think it really starts with learning how to love yourself first, because a lot of people they don't speak to their own self nicely, maybe.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so it can really start super small if each person is like, having good thoughts about themselves and not being self-destructive. Because if you're self-destructive to yourself, then you're destructing everything around you, and
Loving, caring, and sharing. That's all we need.
Yep.
All we need is love.
Yep.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
Because if you love yourself, you cannot harm others.
Exactly.
Especially if you understand that we are all one.
Yeah.
With everything surrounding us, plants, animals, other human beings from wherever they are. And this is why we organize every second Saturday, every 2 months, planetary meditations for peace, which we gather hundreds of people. And I can send you the website that you can connect, the Zoom link, that you can connect and invite your guests and your audience to join us, to meditate for peace, because all we need is peace and love. And we will save our planet, because our waves of energy and of love could help save the planet. So you can be part of it. You can be part of saving the planet. And this should not be neglected. Everybody is welcome. There is no payment or whatever. Everybody is welcome to join us. I will send you the link. And if you want to join us, you're most welcome. And if your auditors want to attend, they're most welcome as well.
Okay. And I can share that with our audience too?
Sure. I will send you the Zoom link where to connect and the time, at what time to connect.
Awesome. That's so cool.
If you organize lectures about UFOs, about extraterrestrials, and you want to invite me, I'll be more than glad to participate and give a lecture there.
A step at a time. Yeah. Well, Leon, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and everything that you've shared. Is there anything that you wanted to get out? Any other message that is important to you?
What's important for me? Not for me, because I know this message, I observe it, I lecture on it, and for me it's the truth and nothing but the truth. And I only recommend you to read the book behind me, which is called Intelligent Design, that, as I mentioned for the third time already, you can download for free on our website, rael.com. And also that you could attend our planetary meditations. And as we are recommended, we meditate 1 minute for peace every 59 minutes of every hour, which is called the 1 minute for peace. Just close your eyes for 1 minute. Think about love, think about peace, and send love to no matter what, no matter who.
I love that. I'm going to do that right when we finish this call.
People that we meet in the street, smile at them. You can make the difference. Yeah. There is a beautiful story that they started doing an experience and they start watching some fruits. They give fruits to watch to some monkeys, very small group. They were watching the fruits before eating it, and until they didn't reach the number of 100, they were not all watching their fruits. But when they reached the number of 100, which is called the 100 monkeys, all the monkeys around, even those in other countries, were watching their fruits before eating it. What is telepathically?
Yeah.
It's a matter of connecting telepathically with others, and all the universe is connected. Mm-hmm. All our thoughts are connected. This is why it's so important that we all meditate for peace as much as possible, because we can change. We can change this planet. We can change this world. We can avoid autodestruction.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now, if you will join me in 1 minute of meditation for peace, just as Leon Mellul asks us to do, I will play some music and let's meditate for peace.